Alright, so I'm gonna be, I guess, recording trade recaps for my trades, and yeah, I feel like that's easier than trying to type a bunch of shit, and it helps me explain my concepts and um my thought process throughout these trades a little bit better, and I guess I'm able to hold myself accountable to some extent and not just be taking any stupid trades. Today I took two trades, one loss, one win, and so here, I guess to start off on the higher time frames on NQ, we have this daily candle disrespecting this daily gap here. So it's a decent indication that that what's it called? That bias for today may be bearish. However, on NQ or on ES, it kind of looks like the opposite. Oh shit. It looks more like this daily candle respecting this gap here as opposed to this one here. And it's also pretty close to these highs. So right now, like coming off of I guess at market open, I was just kind of sitting on my hands, sort of like waiting for a more obvious setup or a more obvious tell to tell me where the market was going. And one of those was this 4 hour rejection block or internal low within this 4 hour gap. Basically, I was telling myself if price wants to go lower, it would completely disrespect this and continue to go lower. However, because I didn't, this was, let me see. Yeah, there was just nothing else that was going to keep it from continuing to go down. There were no 1 hour gaps here. Like, I just felt like if price wanted to go down, it would disrespect this completely, and which is sort of what happened afterwards. But yeah, we see price open here. It comes down lower, taps into this 4 hour internal low, then kind of just plays around here. So at this point, I'm thinking, oh shit, god damn it. At this point, I'm thinking, all right, well, should price be playing around here or should it just kind of sweep down? I don't know. But my first internal reaction was, or my first internal interpretation of this was that since it's playing around here and ES looks a lot more bullish, considering it also hit this 15-minute internal low here. This looks a little bit more bullish, in my opinion, considering it's basically reacting off of this same low here in the exact same way. Just a little consolidation, and so I believe that with this consolidation, and then obviously the inverse of this 5-minute gap and the inverse. Well, this is more hindsight, but let's just get back to what I was talking about. There's just 1 minute here. Like I said, I just believe that if it was going to soup this, or if it was going to completely disrespect this, or if price wanted to go lower, it would have just disrespected this low, which is not really what happened. It comes down, comes back up, comes back down, and at this point, I'm thinking, okay, price should respect this, maybe this 30-second gap, or this, I think it's just a 30-second, at least to some extent, and continue going lower, which isn't what happened. And so it inversed this 30-second. You know, my bias on NQ was kind of 50-50. My bias on NQ was more bearish, but ES just looks so much so much more bullish. And considering this fat wick here, yes, you can make the argument that this 15-minute should be protected, but it should only be protected if it is in bearish order flow. And I was kind of expecting price to reverse here, making this high here not really protected. I wouldn't, for this to work out, it should not have been protected. So, which is why I thought this was a good target, because it's also the 930 wick, and this 930 wick usually is a good draw for liquidity. So what I do, take this 30-second, kind of plays around here, and at this point, because of how, I guess, indecisive price is around this area, I just start managing my position a little bit better. My TP was more around here to this 30-second gap, because I didn't really want to, test my luck to, I guess, take it all the way up here, which would have been like, what, 140 points, something like that. So, and my stop was like 50 points, which is not terrible in this current market. So I was really just aiming for like 70, 60 right here. And it just kept playing around little by little. And so once it came down here, my Jesus Christ. Let me get my words out. My stop loss was back here at this swing low. So I, left it here, and I expected this low to be protected from, just because, I mean, I guess it's like not a strong level, but because this 5-minute eventually gets inversed, like I said, I believe we were in bearish order flow or bullish order flow, my fault. And so I believe this little 30 seconds to be protected. So I kind of just moved my stop up here. And as you can see, as it chops around, stops me out, and continues to go lower. So at this point, I'm full bearish order flow. I'm waiting for a bearish entry, and price begins to dump. You can see there's another 5-minute gap here that gets made, but there aren't really any entries to take here. No 1 minute, no 30 seconds, no 15 seconds, surprisingly, either. Or there was, but it's kind of just like a booty close. It took like 7 candles to close here. So it wasn't really a good closure. And so it just kind of, price just accumulates and continues accumulating, then distributes down a little bit more until another 5-minute gap opens. So at this point, because we have dumped already a significant amount, we are reaching these lows here. So we've reached this low. Price reacts off of it a little bit and taps into this 5-minute that's formed. And so at this point, I'm looking for an entry here, and there is a 15-second entry that I can get into. So that looks pretty good. So it comes down in versus this 15-second. Like I said, this 5-minute should be protected if we are in bearish order flow, which is why I had my stop up here, 40 points, targeting 80 points, and in the end, we were able to hit TP. This shit had me shitting myself. This was crazy. I would have thought, I was contemplating fucking life at this point. Like, damn, did I really just try and get greedy? Shit like that. And in the end, it ended up working out. So, not really much I can tell you here. Just, I was ready to just get fucking break even. I think I broke even here, so at this point, I was very close to getting break even, and just ready to take that out. But things worked out, and we made some break. We made some bread, and in the end, I was up. I'm up, like I think $400 on the day around there. So it's not too bad. But this is my. I guess these were my plays for the day. So yeah.